Good evening, everyone. My name is Alec Padilla, and I am from the California Department of Transportation. Today, and for the next couple of weeks, we will be dealing with major, unpreventable flooding. We are currently receiving what is called a bomb cyclone. This is where pressure drops at least 24 millibars within 24 hours. This essentially means that there's a dumping, and that means that within over the next 2 weeks, 20 trillion gallons of water is expected to fall. The rapid downfall is problematic for many reasons. One being is that it is so quick that we don't have the ability to capture it. And the other being that the way that we had prepared for this rainfall was to divert it all back to the ocean rather than reserving it and letting it seep into the earth as it should naturally. If California was bare and uninhabited, there would be a lot of areas that would flood and permeate into the earth. That is how the earth replenishes its droughted land. California is prone to receiving a long month of rain, such as the major floods of 1862. Hundreds died, and California was definitely not prepared. After that happened, we Californians thought we were planning properly by making these concrete rivers that run back into the ocean. The issue is that not only do we not get to save enough of the stormwater, we also have to deal with many of these rivers that are flowing at unprecedented rates. All of this is important because of the flooding it has caused. We have reports of the I-5 in Los Angeles and major freeways closing due to mudslides. We also are starting to have sinkholes in San Francisco, becoming a major issue as water permeates in the earth in some areas and piles up in others. Not to mention historic freeways or highways such as Highway 1 in Big Sur collapsing.
Are the dams and reservoirs capable to hold this flood water?
So, good question. The reservoir capacities have been very far below level, and even after all of this rainfall, they will still actually be below capacity. A good amount of the water that goes into these reservoirs comes from the snowpack. So although it may help a little bit, it's more important to have a good snowpack than to have just straight up more rain.
How long until things go back to normal? And are the freeways and streets going to be open again?
So luckily, I think the big and long-lasting issues such as freeway collapses and whatnot are isolated to the coast. I think inland we have a decent enough irrigation to not have sustained flooding for more than a couple days or a week, but it all depends on our preparation and how we deal with each issue.
Have there been any casualties or serious injuries, or are any expected?
So unfortunately, this weather cycle has been declared a natural disaster, and usually with the declaration of a natural disaster come casualties. I can report that upwards of 17 casualties have occurred, and I fear there is more to come, and I hope that people prepare with disaster kits as we have been taught.
What's the best way to prepare our homes and businesses?
So there are local firefighting stations actually handing out free sandbags, which can help with water deviation. You should prepare having reserves of drinking water, flashlights, batteries, tarps, canned food, etc. Things that will last you when we don't have power. As far as trying to divert the water away from your house, there really isn't a whole lot that you can do other than some sandbags and just correct preparation. Thank you. I'm sorry, this is all the time we have for questions today.